I think I know someone who needs to hear this. It's you. Yeah, you. Welcome back. So, today I'm going to get straight to it. I want to channel the remnants and the leftover from this full moon in Cancer. Is it just me, or are you all noticing that we've literally had a full moon in the sky for like the whole week? I've been seeing it since Monday, and I am recording this on Friday. And it's so significant because it really just shows how strong this full moon was. I definitely felt the heavy ass energy, and I had to do my best to mull through it. I'm very thankful that it was in Capricorn season because, Capricorn season, it's not really a lot of room for emotions. So it was able to, give a lot of balance. It was giving balance. So this full moon in Cancer has definitely taught me that love is the strongest emotion. I don't know why people underestimate it or try to suppress it or ignore it or downplay it, because the reality stands. Love trumps all. It surpasses anything else. But if it's not handled or dealt with correctly, love can transform into extremely low vibrational thoughts, actions, or emotions. Or you also have the option to alchemize it into the highest form of love, which is the agape love. Agape love is selfless love. It is the love of God. It is, I love you unconditionally, regardless of conditions, regardless of what you can do for me. I just love you for who you are, right? And I think that because people feel like love comes in a jar, they don't always get to meet the agape form of love, because love can't be controlled. And when people are in relationships, that's automatically the thing that they go to. And even I'm guilty of it. Even I'm guilty of getting in relationships and wanting to control my partner, because that is just proof of not being taught how to alchemize love versus suppressing or trying to bottle it or trying to compartmentalize it. Love is in the air, right? I can't bring you a jar of air. It just is not happening, right? So I think that if people could conceptualize that idea versus trying to compartmentalize that idea, it would work a lot better in people's favor, because I don't care what human it is, we are souls and beings having a human experience, and this human experience is based off of love. And people oftentimes so much try to act like, oh, I don't need no love, or oh, this fake love, that, all that. I don't care about none of that. Everybody need real love. Everybody craves raw love. That's why people do the things that they do. They want to feel the endorphins that come from love. So when they're not getting it, they replace it with drugs, they replace it with sex, they replace it with rock and roll. And obsessive behavior that is not rooted in love ends up being a detriment to the human experience, which you end up paying for later on down the line. So it's like, why not just do the right thing? It's rewarding. It's tough, but it's rewarding. No, I don't know anyone that's ever won the Olympics that said, oh, yeah, I made it here by sitting on the couch. No, they won the Olympics because they pushed themselves harder than they've ever done in their entire lives, to a point that they never even imagined that they could make it to. But guess what? They made it because they pushed. And that is the same generalized idea that love needs to have. I feel like in today's society, love is so disrespected and dehumanized to make it seem like it's optional, when it is the sole reason why we are here. And no one wants to ever acknowledge that or even respect it. And it's really sad that society has gotten to this place, but this is the emotions that I was able to channel from this full moon. It was like an abundance and overwhelming feeling of love. But realizing that even being amongst the collective, a lot of it is misplaced because people want to live in the ego. People want to just make it look good. I don't know anyone that looks good with no love. The makeup, you got to love it. It's going to look better. The clothes, you got to love what you're wearing. It's going to look better. That food, you got to love what you're cooking. It's going to taste better. There's nothing that exists or that can exude in a positive way without love. And I'm hoping that more people can surrender to that, especially with this message. I'm hoping that people can start to realize that I cannot exist without love. And I'm not talking about just familial love. Too many times, everybody wants to just be like, oh, I got my family this, my family that. No, you need romantic love. That's the bottom line. Like, it's not this thing that we need to force out of our minds or think, oh, I'll get it when I'm mature enough. Yes, you do need to be mature. No, you don't need to deprive yourself of it. Everyone needs romantic love. I don't even fight with my son about having a girlfriend. He's 15, excuse me. Everybody needs romantic love. From little girl, we're raised thinking about, oh, I want a castle and a prince, right? Everyone wants romantic love. Everyone deserves romantic love. Surrender to that idea. You'll receive it. It's not a hard thing to surrender to because it feels good, you know? I can think of my years of dating and the times where it felt amazing. It felt like, well, back in the day, it felt like a new song that I loved. I remember when I was younger, there would always be like a song or an album that I would associate with that time frame. And when I still hear some of those songs, it'll take me back to that time or that space of what I loved about it. And that's what I love about music. It's a time capsule. And when you hear it, a certain song or a certain album, it's just a wave of nostalgia that takes you back to that space of love, right? It's draining, honestly, that people just don't take love seriously, because as good and happy and much joy and all the good stuff that love brings, when it's mismanaged and not handled properly, that Cancerian love energy can be destructive. You know what I'm saying? Cancer is a water element. Cancer is the mother. Cancer is, I take care of you, but not without you taking care of me, right? And if you choose to drain me, I will drown you, right? Or I will drought you. See, Cancerian energy has it's a double-edged sword. You have two different options for that Cancerian energy. Either I can drown you in my love. It can be a healthy drowning to the point where you just feel like you're floating in the middle of the ocean on a bright sunny day and the sun is out just right. So you got a little water on your body, sun shining on your face, nice golden tan. Feels real nice, right? Piss her off. And you're going to go to the bottom of the ocean. And you're going to look up and you're not going to be able to see nothing but darkness. And that bottom of that ocean floor, that's where you'll die. That's why sometimes in relationships, when people get out of them and it didn't work out, a piece of them dies. But it's respect to the love that you probably didn't give, didn't appreciate, or mistreated. Even though in the Bible it says that, we're past an eye for an eye, life is going to balance the scales. So whatever you take, you must put back. You can willingly put it back, or you can sacrifice it back. That's just how love goes. Yeah, that's the way love goes, you know? Uh, Such is life. Hopefully, people will just learn, love is soft and cuddly, but it's nothing to play with. Always remember that love and the Cancerian energy is I can drown you in my love, or I can put you in a drought of my love. I have a Venus in Cancer, so I understand this all too well. Whereas, like, my love is so rejuvenating. Like, imagine walking the Sahara Desert for 10 weeks, no water, even the camel's thirsty. And then you come into an oasis of a rainforest, and it's just fresh water everywhere. And it just starts downpouring, and you've needed it so bad. That's what a Venus in Cancer will do for you. But I will attest to the minute I feel like someone's not appreciating me, not even the minute, I'll let it play out. I understand people go through things. But in the event that I feel like I'm getting taken advantage of, I'm not appreciated, I'm getting downplayed, I am being undermined in some form or facet for no reason when I don't deserve it, I will drought you. My love will be nowhere to be found. You wouldn't be able to find it with a magnifying glass. And I think that a lot of people are taken aback from that energy because I'm such a resourceful, replenishing type of person that when I go ghost, it's scary. But that's why it's so important to appreciate the love you get when you get it. Just like 90s R&B. People are always like, "Oh my god, 90s R&B." Yes, it's so good, right? Right. It's so good because they put the love in it. Yes, we were grabbing air. Yes, we wore turtlenecks. Yes, we were singing in the rain. Yes, we were down on our knees. Yes, we were begging. Because that's how good love is. That's how it make you feel. But now, people want to live in the ego. It's a filter. Want to live in the ego, which is a filter, and then on the internet take pictures with another filter on there, and then give it to the world like it's real. Whole time it's fake. Presenting filtered love as authentic when filtered love is fake love. I can't make this up, guys. I genuinely can't. I don't understand sometimes, but as much as I have the knowledge of it, I get it, so I get it, but I don't understand because it's just not how I operate. I know the pendulum of life is always swinging, and I know that you don't know how any chips are going to fall because nothing is guaranteed. But what I also know that is no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And through my Lord and Savior, Yeshua, I am saved and loved. I am born again by the blood. And that is a selfless agape love. Ultimate form of love. Highest form of love. But the latter, the obsession, compulsive love, it can take you down a dark path. And I've seen both sides of it. I've felt both sides of it. I've been on both sides of the fence. And this is why, it takes responsibility to carry that. Because if you're not careful with what you're carrying, it will cost you. If you're not careful with what you're carrying, it's going to cost you. You have a lot of responsibility to hold, especially in the matters of love. Love deserves the utmost respect. And I hope I did it some justice by having this conversation with you guys. So I think that that's enough, and I'm going to leave it there. It's been my pleasure. Have a wonderful weekend.